And hello there, YouTube. Been a while since I've been on here uploading anything. I've done Facebook Lives, but I haven't really done much as far as the tube is concerned. But that's kind of sort of what this is geared for, because new to me, just as of like a couple of weeks ago or so, is this guy right here. This is a Sony ZV-1F camera, and this is one of those cameras that are kind of sort of geared toward vlogging. That's the reason why I got this. I'm thinking about going with this as the main hand cam, creating content. Now, when it comes to what we've been doing before, that's been like a combination of this guy right here, telephone, and guys like this right here, this GoPro style camera, obviously not a GoPro brand, but a pretty high rated Akaso brand, and a Canon EOS D60 that I've had for about a decade. So at least with these guys, I got into the realm of 4K. I can't even get that high as far as the 60, but anywho, carrying on. Now, stepping up to this camera means I have to kind of step up in terms of cards. And here is the one that came with it. This is a Sony card. Now, when it comes to cards, this is the type like I have been having to buy, primarily because of this guy right here, because, well, this guy here and this guy here can only fit these little fellas. Whereas this guy here, oh yeah, he's got the stuff. He's got the appetite for these guys right here. Now flip this over, because here you have the hieroglyphics for this card. And this card don't look that bad, because it's got, well, now you got it. There it is. You got a 3 in the bucket, a 10 in the circle, A2 V30. And when you compare that with the hieroglyphics on here, just about pretty much a match. V30, 10 in the circle, 3 in the bucket, except till you get to here. And this guy is the XC2, whereas this one is merely the XC1. And when you flip this guy over, you'll find that he has 2 rows of exposed copper teeth, whereas this fellow probably only going to have 1 row of exposed copper teeth on this guy right here. So now, like I said, the hieroglyphics look good. These hieroglyphics look good, so this guy could probably work in this camera and work okay. You probably won't have super fast data transfers like you'll have with this guy right here. Of course, this guy does have one itsy bitsy teensy weensy smeetsy little problem. It's a whopping 64 gigabytes. 64 gigabytes won't get your dog walking at least not in 4K anyway. So we go to Amazon and we get this guy right here. This is the Sabrent card. It's the Rocket V60. And this particular model is in 256 gigabytes. And we can see here the hieroglyphics match with the Sony card, with the sole exception of the V rating. The V rating is actually 60 on this guy. But as far as the 10 in the circle and the 3 in the bucket, we're good. Okay, so this is the box it came in. And when you open up that box, you'll find this box. Ooh, baby, pimpalicious, right? Okay, so you open the thing up and you find this. Okay, so where's the card? Well, where do you think the card is? The card is in this thing, which you can probably pull out and turn over, and, well, what do you know? Yep, can't pull nothing on me. But when I opened that thing up for the first time, I saw that. I saw that right there. And I said, is that a magnet? And sure enough, it is a magnet. How stout is it? Well, let's see. Stick this thing in here. Well, it won't pull it. But if you put it here, it goes right there. Which kind of alarmed me because, number one, I went to school in the 1970s. And of course, if you went to school in the 1970s, and 97.5% of the junk you learned has been proven to be Bravo Sierra, and the other 2 point whatever percent is sus. But I also worked in radio. I worked in radio in the late 80s and the 90s. And when I worked in radio, we used magnetic tape. And before we used magnetic tape, we would introduce that tape cartridge, that tape reel, to Mr. Boket Woody. Now, what is Boket Woody? Well, the Boket Woody is a device. It's an electromagnet. It's an electromagnet. It looks kind of like an iron or something. It's got a handle on it and a switch. You stick the tape on the side that's opposite of the handle and the switch. You push the button and it goes, and as it goes, you rub that tape. You rub the tape right along underneath it. And then you pull it away and then turn it off. And what you just did, you degaussed it. You applied magnetism to that thing, and when you applied magnetism to that magnetic tape, it obliterated the patterns that were formed by magnetism on there beforehand, and has opened that thing up for you to use. And this thing being a magnet, of course, what? Because the thing that I was afraid of is, if you take a look at this thing and you just get so delighted about it being so pimpalicious like that, I ought to put my card in there. I don't know. I didn't know at first because it just looked to me like, well, you got a magnet in there. That can't be good for it. So we asked what I like to call the big fruit stripe gum colored Big G, Google, can magnetism hurt SD card? And come find out, no, it can't. It's not magnetic. It's electronic. It's not magnetic. Now, I'd watch my P's and Q's about static electricity, but as far as magnetism, no. Magnetism will not corrupt the memory on the card. You just got to watch out for free quarks and neutrons and digital dust. All that kind of stuff. And then on the third hand, there's the chances that what are the chances that an individual who's serious about vlogging is going to put their cards in a case like this anyway, if they're out actually doing vlogging. Now, chances are pretty good you're going to have a container that's going to contain these cards. Not only contain the cards, but segregate the cards. Segregate the cards from the ones that you have used, the ones that you have shot content onto, and the ones that are ready to have content shot upon them. Chances are pretty good that you're going to do that anyway. And and despite the pimpaliciousness of this, you're not going to use it. And by the way, another thing that should absolutely totally put the nail in the coffin for this thing being at least portable storage is the simple fact that the hinge to this case is just simply a sticker. So if you're wanting for armor plate to keep your cards in, this is probably a better bet for that because, well, it can still come apart. It can still come apart, and it can get crappy in terms of getting back together and sealing. But, well, this goofy sticker label will probably fail on you sooner than that plastic thing there. All right, so I was today's years old when I learned a thing or two. And just to be clear, this is in no means saying do not buy these cards. That is by no means saying do not buy these cards. I bought one. I have yet to use it. I have yet to utilize it. I have yet to shoot content onto it and retrieve content onto it, I have yet to use it. So this is not a recommendation of do not buy. It cannot be. And like I said, or may have said, it got favorable reviews despite its apparent low price. And when I looked at the reviews, I don't recall seeing a fish hook or much of a fish hook. And if you want to find out more about fish hooks in product reviews, look up a guy on YouTube known as The Den of Tools. Look up the channel, Den of Tools. And a guy named Jeff King, known as the Friendly Neighborhood Tool Bear. And he explains everything about the fish hook. And probably a good place to find that will be his Deals of the Week videos that he puts out every Monday. That'd probably be a good place, because that's probably the videos where you'll be more likely to find him talking about the fish hook. So like I said, I'm not recommending don't buy this. Your mileage may vary. Like I said, reviews are pretty good, as far as I can tell. So anyway, we'll see what we can make with these cameras here in just a little bitty bit. So until then, y'all take care, and we'll see you.